2 years ago, Sherrikka Myers began her journey to help children who are teased or ridiculed because of a speech impediment. Sherrikka had grown up with a stutter and, as a result, had experienced firsthand the pain and suffering that a child who's being bullied faces. She decided to tell her story through the eyes of a character in a book, who she named Little Herbie.
And remember, kids, to always be mindful to other kids that stutter, because it's not nice to tease.
The real Little Herbie is me, but my grandson name is Little Herbie. And I named my mascot after him because he stuttered. But the first story is about me moving from Baltimore, Maryland to Charleston, South Carolina. And then I had to deal with meeting new people and people laughing and making fun of me because I stuttered.
She titled her first book, Herbie's New Home. The idea was to encourage children to read. She says it was reading that helped her control her stuttering, and she shares her story online.
Growing up stuttering was one of the hardest things I ever had to deal with. My mom had 5 kids, and I wondered why it had to be me.
Sherrikka has taken her story along with a message of anti-bullying and tools for building self-esteem, classroom to classroom, school to school, and state to state. And most of the time, by her side is a 6-foot-tall costume character with brown skin and curly black hair, wearing tennis shoes, blue jeans, and a white t-shirt, who goes by the name Little Herbie.
Well, the first reaction I got, the kids loved it. It was like, wow. But I never forget this one little boy. He was a Caucasian little boy. And, after assembly is over, Little Herbie goes around and shake their hand. And one little boy, he didn't want to shake his hand. He asked, why do he have to be that color? And it caught me off guard because the first time I'm like, huh? And he said, why do you have to be black? I said, why does that matter? He said, because I don't want to shake his hand. And he didn't shake his hand either.
Sherrikka says she's even had some bookings turned down because Little Herbie is African American.
He's an African American mascot. That's just what it is. I want our kids to be able to see someone that came from the same place where they came from. And, I want our kids to be able to not feel as though that they have to accept that all mascots are Caucasian. But look, we have a mascot that looks like us as well.
Sherrikka says the negative encounters have also inspired her to grow her message and address racial equality.
Now, when I go, I always tell the kids, I say, you're Little Herbie. Every last one of us is Little Herbie. Just because, our skin is different, that shouldn't limit you. Racism is taught to a child. Even though they're going to go back home and whatever's being taught at home, that's what they're going to learn. But while they are in my presence, they have to understand that all race matters, and that they're not above the next person because they're white or because they're black. I just want them to see as equal across the board.
And she named her nonprofit, Everyone, the number 1, Voice Matters. On the site, reading is the main focus.
And the word of the day is responsibility.
Throughout the summer, Myers has been offering free online tutoring in hopes of helping students in her hometown of Charleston, South Carolina, stay on track.
When the pandemic hit, most of our kids in certain areas here in Charleston, South Carolina, didn't have laptops, and most of them was missing work. So I created this thing called Little Herbie Virtual School. On Mondays, I work with kids not just in South Carolina, but all over. They'll log in, and we do math work. On Wednesdays, we do STEM activities. And then on Thursdays, we have reading time with Little Herbie. And when they came out with a lot of kids missing work, I said, you know what? Most of those kids who was missing that work are our kids. Some kids haven't had a book read to them since school was out, and this was like since March or April. I said, so I want to be able to help them with that because I've been there.
For Another View, I'm Lisa Godley.